Our first pick sees 18th place Leicester City playing host to 2nd place Arsenal. And Leicester, they were beaten soundly in their last match away at Everton. Doucouré got the Toffees off to a great start, scoring within the first minute, and from there on, Everton didn't look back. Beto bagged a brace before the interval, with Ndiaye adding a cherry on top of the cake with goal number 4. 4-0 the final score. Taking a look at the stats, the scoreline does reflect the underlying numbers. Leicester's 9 shots and 1 on target means their XG was just 0.3, which was 1/8 of Everton's. In terms of form, despite the recent win against Spurs, it is only 1 win in the last 10 for the Foxes, and they remain in the relegation zone. They host an Arsenal side who were handed a lead against Manchester City in their last game. Stones and Akanji weren't on the same wavelength, which allowed Havertz to pass the ball off to Martin Odegaard for the opening goal of the match. Arsenal could have added a couple more in this first period, but Manchester City held on. Then, the citizens were rewarded for their patience as Erling Haaland levelled the scores with a header guided past Araya. However, parity was not restored for very long as 1 minute later Thomas Partey let rip from the edge of the box. His shot deflected off John Stones and past Ortega to make it 2-1, and from here on out it was all Arsenal. 3 more goals added by Lewis Skelly, Havertz and Nweri to make it 5-1 to the Gunners. In terms of form, that does mean that Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 14, and they're just 6 points behind Liverpool after that match. When we look at the head-to-head record, Arsenal did dominate the reverse fixture between these sides. 35 shots to Leicester's 5, 16 shots on target compared to 3, and an XG differential of 4.6 to 0.32. So, no surprise that Arsenal scored 4 goals and won the game, right? Well, Arsenal did take a 2-goal lead into the half-time interval, but the Gunners soon surrendered the advantage, with James Justin scoring a brace in the 47th and 63rd minute. And it actually took all the way until the 94th minute for Arsenal to retake the lead, and that was thanks to an Ndidi own goal. And then they scored again in the 99th minute with Kai Havertz scrambling the ball into the back of the net. To make the scoreline reflect the underlying numbers, in terms of head-to-head form, that victory does make it 6 in a row for Arsenal over Leicester. And my prediction for today's game is that with a relegation candidate hosting a potential Premier League contender, it's a fairly open and shut case. Arsenal are way too strong here and they don't have anything to worry about in terms of fixture congestion, as they were knocked out of the FA Cup and they managed to secure a top 8 spot in the Champions League. I'm going to back the Gunners here to continue their recent dominance over Leicester and pick up yet another win, and I'm going to back that for a full stake in the first bet of today's episode.